Hey guys, welcome to Lightning Code. For returning viewers, welcome back. If you're new, a general welcome. Today we're going to be talking about insertion sorts. It's going to be keeping up with my previous sub-series on sorting algorithms. So let's jump right into it. So insertion sort is a sorting algorithm that has a time complexity of big O n. That means it increases linearly, so the larger the array, the longer it's going to take. I think it's fairly easy to learn. It's one of the easier ones in my opinion. I think it's really helpful as well. So if it's since something that's like easier to learn, you can just pull it up in an interview when you're asked to sort something, or if you just need it on the fly when you're working on the project. It's always handy. So let's jump into this. So we'll start by making an array that we are going to sort. Call this my array. Let's just put a bunch of numbers in here. Let's see, something negative. All right, nice. So we're going to wrap this all in a function to make it neat and easy to access. So we're going to call you insertion sort. And you're going to take an array. Nice. So we want to make sure we check all the elements of the array. And how we're going to do this, we're going to use a for loop to iterate through all the indexes in the array. So we're going to say for the index in the range of the length of the array, to make sure we hit everything. Now, so we're going to be able to go and touch every index. Now, this is where we make placeholders, which will hold, one will hold the actual number in that index and another will hold the index. So let's say I will hold the actual number and J will hold the index. Nice. So this is where I'll need to explain a bit. So we don't want to start from the very first elements of the array. We actually want to start at the second element, which has an index of 1. And when we're there, we want to always look back and be like, hey, is the thing before me greater than me? If so, we're going to move that forward. Then take a step forward to the third element, which has an index of 2, and look back and be like, hey, is the thing before me greater than me? If it is, you switch it and take a step forward. So that's how we're going to keep going and going and going until we've got everything sorted out. How are we going to do this? A while loop, because while loops, as I've learned, are your friends. So while j is greater than 0, to make sure we don't start from the first element, we start from the second element, and whatever value comes before that, that's j minus 1, is greater than the current value we are on. We want to switch them, so we want the current value we are on, and we want to assign the value associated with the index we are on, which is j, to the value before that. And now we are going to change our index so that we are hitting the previous one. So now right here we just change change the index from, if we were on the index of 1, we changed it to 0, and we are going to assign that new index with the value of I. So essentially what we just did here was we looked through we started at the index 1, which is the second element in the array. We checked to see if what was behind it was greater than it. when it was, we decided to take whatever that index 1 we were on and change the value to what was before it. So let's say if we were on 5, we saw like, oh, 6 is, since 6 is greater than 5, what we just did was at this point was make 5 into 6. And when we made 5 into 6, we decided that, hey, now I want to touch what was before it. So we changed our index to the previous one. So we're now here. And we basically then said, so now I want to make whatever is here to be what used to be here. So that's how we now made this 5. And you can see like it switched them. So like that's kind of how this works. And that's how it will keep working. So now that we've done that, all we have to do is return our new array. And I used to make this mistake of putting the return statement in the wrong place. It happens. Don't get all confused about it. It just happens. But yeah, so just always, this return statement should be with the for loop. All right, so why don't we test it out? So let's call insertion sort on our array, my array, prepare to be sorted, and then we're going to print what we now have. So let's check it out. And there we go. Everything is sorted. So you can see it took -2. So it sorted it in ascending order. So I'm pretty sure that just if you playing around with the greater than sign will probably make it go in descending order as well. So this is basically insertion sort. So you can see we went from -2 to 0 to 1 to 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I hope this was helpful. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you want, please subscribe. And also let me know down in the comments below anything you think I can do better, any more content you'd like to see. So thank you and come again.